Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This dashing devil next to me, his name is Tim, and this is The Second Legacy, and thank you for stopping by. Today, we've got a smorgasbord. We've got a myriad of greatness to bring to you on the Second Amendment front. So if you guys enjoy this, please let us know in the comments field. Send this one out. Make sure you hit that like button, and of course, subscribe to the channel. But we have got to dive into some gun control silliness today, Tim. It's our duty. We owe it to the people of The Second Legacy.
Yes.
We do.
And this is some good stuff. You know, Twitter, now X, it's such a wealth of entertainment, you know?
Oh, it's so good. It's so spicy.
Yeah.
It's so spicy. It's tough on these streets.
It is.
Because it's like they removed that veneer of protection that they were getting from the Twitter lords before, and now it's like everyone's just, no, this is actually what's real.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty
And the community
awesome.
notes are pretty epic, too.
Just so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Twitter's definitely
we've got
better.
a treat.
Sorry, go ahead.
That's right. No, you're good. People, we got a treat for you. So without much more ado, let's dive right in because we have a situation with Gretchen Carlson, the old anchor at Fox News. She don't do math good.
Mm-mm.
She don't do it good.
No.
So check this out. Let's set this up. So this is number 7, button pusher. Ordinary people didn't have AR-15s before 2004, Tim. There's not some time-honored American tradition, little Bruin stab right there. They're a recent mistake that we could fix and save thousands of lives. Now, she was referring to a tweet from Ben Shapiro that says, "No, I won't give up my guns." And one of Tim's favorite features, the community notes right down there. Tim, you want to? Oh, I'll do it. I got you.
All right.
For more than half a century, the AR-15 has been popular among gun owners, widely available in gun stores, and for many years even appeared in the Sears catalog. That's a blast from the past. Sears catalog, Tim?
There was a time when the Sears catalog carried firearms before the Gun Control Act of 1968. You could actually order them and have them delivered to your house. And yet we didn't have all these problems back then. But it's the guns.
It is the guns.
Yeah.
It's definitely the guns. In fact, it's common sense thinking like that, Tim, which gets us to the point where we're about to show the people what Gretchen Carlson responded, because there is nothing quite like dumb than doubling down and tripling down on dumb. Mr. Producer, or excuse me, some people don't like when I say that. Mark Levin apparently does that. Button guy, can you hit number 1 for me?
The news story about my tweet regarding Ben Shapiro and his love of AR-15s. Big round of applause for the clever detectives who pointed out that technically a few ranchers and animal control people did own these guns before 2004. And since we're all big fans of math, here are more numbers that seem relevant. In 1992, AR-15s composed roughly 21 in every 100 firearms made in the U.S. By 2020, almost 1 in 5 guns made here were AR-15s. There are now more than 20 million AR-15s in people's closets and cabinets. Oh, and there's this. In 2023, there's been 560 mass shootings in our country, and we still have 2 months to go. This is not normal. A world where everyone has AR-15s is just a hell of a lot more dangerous than one where we don't.
Wow.
Where do you want to start on that, Tim?
Every sentence is further down the road of stupid. It's just, it's like you almost feel sorry for her, but I don't. But you almost.
Not a lot.
Because when people are that dumb, you have to wonder, what do they do when it's cold outside? Do they wear a coat?
Well, yeah, she was wearing a coat.
Well,
she was wearing a coat,
so maybe she's married and somebody actually loves her, and bless that person's soul. I mean,
So let's break this down.
Yeah.
She's got her coat. She's ready. She's ready. She got her glasses on. So
that's because she's reading it from something. She has the glasses on so she can read her little stats. And even,
you know what? Honestly, I hope she wasn't reading it from something, because that's really bad.
I just want to know who wrote that for her. Or did she write it herself? I'm going to go with she wrote it herself, because there's just so much goodness here.
It's so good. Well, we're going to break down my personal favorite. Tim, you and I have had some fun with this offline. So apparently, God, there's like 3 or 4 things here. But apparently, 21%.
21 in 100, which is 21%. Yes.
21. Excuse me. Yeah, you're right. 21 in 100, which would be 21%. 21 in 100 guns produced in 1992 were AR-15s, but now, fast forward to 2023, 1 in 5.
Oh no!
Tim.
Oh no! Almost 1 in 5.
We had a reduction.
Yes, 1 in 5 would be 20%, 1% less. But she said almost 1 in 5. So it's less than 20%.
It's a value.
But we all love math.
Her whole point. Yeah. We love math. And my favorite thing about that, before we even dive into the other obvious misleading statements, my favorite thing about that is the arrogance and the condescension of how she set that up. Well, for those who love math, and this is easy. Is it easy?
Yes.
It hurts.
You clever detectives. You caught me. In 2004, the AR-15 magically appeared on the market. No, sweetheart, that was 1964. They've been available the entire time. And then I even posted this on my Twitter, and some clown comes in there and he goes, "Oh, don't be coy, Mac. You know what she's talking about. You're being dishonest." And the only thing I could think of is they're talking about the 2004 sunset of the assault weapons ban.
Yes, that's exactly what they're talking about.
And you dense people, there was life before 2004. There was life before 1994, and it included lots of AR-15s. And has the AR-15 increased in popularity? Well, yeah. When I was a kid, people didn't like it because it was a plastic fantastic, a poodle killer. It was jokingly mocked.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's right.
It was jokingly referred to as a gun that was a mouse gun. It was viewed as almost a toy compared to real rifles, and so it just wasn't
wood stocks and stuff.
Right. But then after 20 years of war, lots of military veterans, millions of those. All sorts of people. Yes, the AR-15 became popular and has grown in popularity because it is America's rifle.
Yeah.
Whatever. The M1 Garand's popular too, and the government gives them away. Well, sells them, but
sells them. Yeah, but Tim, 1 in 5 though. It used to be 21%, and now it's 1 in 5.
Yes.
So bad. Okay, so that was the first one. And this is 40 seconds. She was this wrong in 40 seconds. Okay, that's the first one. The second one: 576 mass shootings this year, Tim.
Yes.
576.
And she likes to lie. She's tying that to AR-15s, folks. She doesn't directly say it in the video, but because this entire video is about AR-15s and banning them, that is completely dishonest. Those 500 murders take place mostly in cities and mostly are committed with handguns, not AR-15s.
And they don't tell you the circumstances because that number is pulled from Gun Violence Archive, which basically any time that 3 or more people, excluding the shooter, receive any damage from any type of firearm, doesn't matter the gang involvement, doesn't matter multiple people shooting back at each other, doesn't matter. Nothing is mattering at all, except for the fact that individuals were hit and they're counting that as a mass shooting. It is a manipulated talking point, mislabeling crime in order to propagate a Second Amendment infringement of taking guns. That is why we hit that so hard, because it is a lie from the pit of lies.
And on top of that, the vast majority of these mass shootings are gang violence.
And they're pistols.
But they don't want to talk about gangs because, that's taboo on the left. And you're not going to talk about handguns because that's taboo, because they know that they'll lose that argument. So now they got to focus on the AR-15 and assign all that guilt to the rifle that has very little to do with any of that when it's misused.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah. And
you know what? This sets up so good for our next one. Oh, I'm so excited.
But hold on.
Keep going.
No.
Sorry.
I can't. The other thing that she touched on, I just thought was so funny in that video. Okay, you little super sleuths. Yes, before 2004, ranchers and animal control people had AR-15s. Why in the world are you talking about, you lunatic? What's that?
Maybe she was referencing the new California thing where they bought all the AR-15s and they were going to kill the deer on that island from the California State Patrol.
Must be
not State Patrol. DNR or something like that. It was terrible. The inhumanity. Because Joy Behar said that would disintegrate the deer, I think, actually.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she said that it would make the meat unedible or some nonsense. That's news to me because I've killed so many animals with an AR and I've managed to eat them. And I don't know.
Yep. You're talented.
Yeah.
You're talented, though. Out of 150-pound deer, you get like a morsel. That's what it is. It's not true, people. We know we're being sarcastic. But you know what, Tim? It would not be a good day if we were not looking on Twitter about Gretchen Carlson and run across Shannon Watts because she is a paragon of greatness. So if you guys don't know, Shannon Watts is the founder of Moms Man Action. You may have heard about Moms Man Action. It was acquired by Everytown for Gun Safety, and I said that word correctly because it was. And now she's a member of Everytown for Gun Safety on the board. Okay, so now that we've established her bona fides in gun control, could you throw up number 3, button pusher guy? A Beach Park man was arrested over the weekend for bringing an AR-15 loaded with penetrator rounds, Tim, to a Halloween party in Illinois. The 23-year-old is a convicted felon on probation for a previous weapons charge. Well, I think Tim, her point is that it's an AR, and that's really, really bad. The only problem is when you throw up number 2, as she alluded to here, Yeah, it was in Illinois. It was in Chicago, where there's a assault weapons ban, which is being litigated, a magazine ban, which is being litigated, and he's a prohibited felon.
Yeah. So every law they passed failed.
Every single one of them.
Yeah, it's almost like criminals do criminal things. It's
isn't it weird she didn't put that in her tweet though?
But hey, you know what?
I thought it was odd.
You know, if she takes my AR-15 away, then this person will stop that behavior.
That's true.
But you know that's the logic here, right?
That's it. But it's thank goodness there's something that we didn't address yet in this picture of this egregious weapon. All right. There's no pistol brace, so we're okay.
Well, you know, that's something weird. If you take a look, and I noticed this on social media for the last year or so, I've noticed that all the AR-15 pistols and stuff like that used in various videos and stuff like that, people are posting almost all of them, because you'll see like takeover street events and some guy does a donut and an AR-15 flies out of the car and it doesn't have a brace on. There's no braces on any of these firearms that you see in all these videos people are posting from various places like Chicago, Illinois. So yeah, it's I guess they're law abiding up to a point.
Yes, they are. Because you don't.
Clearly, he's not an FPC or GOA member. Otherwise, he would have the brace.
Obviously,
yes.
Obviously, he'd be Money in the Bank. He'd be Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Because
he'd be exempt.
If you're going to break the rules and the laws, like Tim, you want to stay state level. You don't want to go federal, because that's a bridge too far. You can't put a pistol brace on that. That would be an SPR, a full auto, a laser ray gun, and a howitzer all in one. Can't do that.
And people like this woman will say, well, the reason he got that is because of Indiana. It's Indiana's fault.
Oh, it is your fault.
My gun ownership made this guy do this. And therefore, that's why these laws aren't working. It's because Indiana is at fault.
Yep.
Oh.
I'm glad you know. I'm glad you know.
I take my lumps.
But you should. You should. And speaking of taking lumps, this is such a great way to wrap this up, because we just talked about Illinois and how great that's going. And then Shannon didn't say all the details to hide her failure of gun control. But other than that, if we throw up number 4, Tim, wouldn't you know it? 1 month in, and 0.1% of Illinois gun owner or IDs or FOID holders have registered the banned firearms. 0.1%, 0.1%, Tim.
Do you think this guy registered it before he showed up at the Halloween party? I don't know. But anyway,
we should assume that. We should assume that. He looks responsible.
This goes along with what has happened in other states where they've mandated that you just register yourself in your firearm, and there's mass non-compliance. And
absolutely.
Yeah.
You could not stick a bigger middle finger up. I mean, look at number 5 here. A full month into Illinois' gun ban registry, and about 2,400 individuals have disclosed they own at least one banned firearm, attachment, or some prohibited ammunition. Wait till I show you the whole numbers. Illinois State Police Director Brendan Kelly says it's been slow but steady.
Slow but steady. We're not to 1% yet. Not even close to 1% yet, but it's slow.
We're at a 10th of 1%. 10th, but it's slow but steady. Yeah. We're getting there.
We're doing great things out there. Saving lives.
Great things every day. For the registry that opened October 1, Illinois State Police report 2,430 individuals disclosed possession of nearly 4,600 banned firearms, around 2,400 banned attachments, and 44 disclosures of possession banned a 50 caliber ammunition. Oh, thank God they caught that 44 50 caliber ammunition. So the total numbers here in number 6, with more than 2.4 million firearm owner ID card holders, it makes 0.1% of FOID card holders have registered banned arms. Have another thank you very much, you infringing Pritzker.
Yes.
Oh, see what I did there?
Yes, I did. That was very clever. This is a trend that we see going on across the United States, where they enact these draconian laws that people are just saying, no, I'm not doing it. And we saw similar numbers with the ATF pistol brace thing and people registering those. People are just saying, no thanks. I'm going to opt out of this one. So, hey, peaceful noncompliance is one way to accomplish political goals. So anyway, folks, thank you for watching Second Legacy. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. We'll talk to you guys soon.